All right, guys, we are back over here at the what I called the Devilsweed lot, and some people wanted to know what I was talking about. This is what I'm talking about, is this stuff right here. These vines, this kind of viney growth with these kind of, it's got like thorns on it, and these leaves have some thorns on them. I've got an app on my phone, what was it called? PictureThis. And it says this stuff is Saw Greenbrier or prickly ivy, also known as catbrier, tramp's trouble, and some other names, bullbrier, china briar. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. Kelly's always called it devil's weed. So, but that's what this is, what I'm referred to as this stuff right here. And this lot is full of it, among other different things. So a lot of people want to know what I was talking about. I think this is Virginia creeper right here, and it's very similar to poison ivy. Not quite as bad, but I got into it some when I was a little kid, and it was pretty bad. So anyway, we're gonna cut the rest of this lot. I've got the tripod with me. Since it's kind of like a back and forth thing, I don't know, maybe I'll try to set it up, but I've got the magnet mount, and I've got a cool little swivel thing on the magnet now, so maybe I can set it on some different places today and get, you know, right the angle on the GoPro. So let's hop in the skid steer and get at this. All right, so I'm gonna start off clearing this ditch line. I'm just gonna come in like this and try to get like this whole edge, so there's not, because if I go this way I can only get so close to the ditch. So I'm gonna go in like this and just clear this everything up to this ditch line and try to get the edges a little bit. I'll stick the nose down in there, and I can get this on the tripod, and then I'll stick the GoPro somewhere on the skid steer and get the rest of this. All right, guys, quick little interlude here. Yesterday was Friday, today's Saturday. I wasn't able to finish that lot yesterday. As I was going along, I noticed two things. One, I was having a leak out of my case drain line. So it wasn't really bad. You can see the oil, and it had kind of been leaking a little bit, but it was very pronounced yesterday. It was probably one drip every 1 or 2 seconds, and that was just a bit too much for me. So I shut it down. The other thing I noticed was that, and you guys might see in the video, is that the cutter head really wasn't cutting that stuff all that great like it was the other day. So I was like, you know what, I bet the blades are probably getting dull. And so when I came back yesterday and shut it down because of that, I checked the blades and they were pretty dull. So I came in this morning, Saturday, got those sharpened, and then luckily the hydraulic shop was open today on Saturday. So I took the old head over there, they matched it up, got me a new head. And it's not leaking anymore, which is good. And I took this out, the male head, out of the machine. I took that out. It just unscrews right there. And I thought it might be in here, but it wasn't. That male head is just a metal piece with another metal piece inside of it. There's no rubber gasket or anything in there. So I knew it had to be in here because there's rubber gaskets and stuff in here that keeps the oil from coming back out. So I actually called John Deere about this. It's funny. I called John Deere and I was like, can I just get this new little piece in here that screws out? And they're like, no, you got to buy this whole thing right here. And that was like 500 bucks. And I was like, well, maybe it's this. Let me check that first. This was $34. So luckily that all worked out. So let's head back over that lot and get it finished. All right, guys, we are done. And that again took, I'd say right at about an hour-ish, between an hour and a half, something like that. I was over here for about an hour 15 yesterday, and then that was about another 20 or 30 minutes here today, 20-ish minutes or so. So not too bad. There's some trash. So what happens here is, this is not the best part of town right here, and so when this grows up, unfortunately, one or two things happens. Sometimes people come in here and dump trash, and then the homeless people come in here and they like get in these weeds and stuff and these vines and this overgrowth, and they kind of make little camps and stuff in here. But then when they vacate, they leave their stuff. So, and I can't see it, and you can't walk this lot. People are like, why don't you walk the property? I'm like, you want to walk through that? Like, you wouldn't see anything unless you literally stepped on it. And there's nothing but snakes and mice and ticks and red bugs and all kinds of stuff in there that you don't want any part of. So, you know, you kind of just have to look out for stuff as best you can. I hit a piece of a wheel or something over here. I mean, you just got, you know, I hit a tire too the other day. It's just, you kind of have to just do the best you can and hope for the best, and just stay vigilant for stuff and look out for it. And then when you hit it, just back off. But it just comes with the territory with doing this stuff, especially in this area where you know, there's just people everywhere coming and going through here and just camping, and it's the bane of my existence with this. But it did clean up pretty nicely regardless. Kind of a hell of a time cutting. It seemed like this cut a lot harder than that over there. That seemed like that went really easily, and even after I sharpened the blades, it was still struggling in here. So anywho, off to the next job. I got a lot more cutting stuff coming up, so stay tuned. You're gonna see a lot more footage. I got a pretty big cutting job coming up, so stay tuned for that. We'll get a bunch of footage on that. That place is a straight up jungle. And if you guys thought the jungle lot was bad, this one's just as bad or worse. And then we're going back to the jungle lot because that has to be mowed again, which is not as bad, but I'm going to get footage of that too. So we're going to go back over there and check that out. So stay tuned. I will catch you guys later.